First Things First is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Back here talking some football. The Chiefs' 13-game regular season win streak was snapped Sunday by the Raiders. Did not having Derek Carr on my bingo board of quarterbacks that would outplay Patrick Mahomes. Didn't see that at all. Chiefs now begin prep for an undefeated Bills team on the road next Monday night. Andy Reid saying yesterday, we'll get back at it. That is how we roll. All right, Nick, I know you got thousands and thousands of texts. Was the Chiefs' loss to the Raiders just a blip, or was it a sign of real problems for Kansas City?
It's obviously just a blip. And I do appreciate the fact that the Chiefs, despite having only won one Super Bowl in the last half century, have been elevated so far above the rest of the league in the eyes of the media that we're going to treat them like the 73-9 war, the better example, the KD Warriors, where every loss, it's like, oh, are they vulnerable? Could we find a hole here? Folks, listen, they lost their left guard during the game. That actually is a problem, so the offensive line needs to be better. The defense was horrible, and Derek Carr played great. That's what happened. But what I would challenge my friend Brandon Marshall to do is this. Tell me a team other than Green Bay, who's played pretty flawless so far this year, that we couldn't pick holes in, that we couldn't say this is a major concern.
Buffalo Bills.
Because I don't...
Buffalo Bills.
That's
Buffalo
good.
Bills.
Okay, so the Buffalo Bills...
Who they play next week?
The Buffalo Bills...
Who they play next week?
So the Buffalo Bills, who had a 25-point lead to the Rams that they blew and would have lost that game if not for a gift pass interference call, that's the team you're going to hang your hat on. Anybody else? Anybody else other than Buffalo, or is it just Buffalo?
100%, they won the game. You're the same person that talked about when Wiles keep calling you out about how they struggled against the Colts, how they really struggled all year. And I mean, not the Colts, the Chargers. Yeah. And you're the one that says, well, we won the game. Does it matter? We won the game. Are we supposed to win by 25 every single week?
That's fair. No, that's totally fair. You're right about that. So I'm curious. So Buffalo, you would slide ahead of Kansas City. Anybody else you want to add to that list? I'm very curious. Anybody
you
else?
Asked about one. You asked about one. You asked for one.
Okay,
you asked for one.
No, that's fair. That's totally fair. I just wanted to know. The reason I asked was I wanted to know the level of alarm we're assigning to the Chiefs. Is it that there might be one team better than them, or that they're vastly overrated and they're an 8 or 9 win team? I'm just curious because I'm still slotting them in as the massive favorites to win the Super Bowl, and I just want to know where the rest of the show lands on it. Go ahead.
Well, here's the deal. A blip, when you look at a blip, it's like the Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs going out and only scoring, 10 points, 13 points. That's a blip. Like this team, this high-powered offense, they can go out there and put up 40 points every single week. And I think that's part of the issue. And then when you look at problems, to me, a problem is the New Orleans Saints. No Michael Thomas, and then everybody in the entire building is uncomfortable, and you see what happens there. So I don't think they have problems. What I think is, like every other team, they have weaknesses. Every team has weaknesses, and they're being exposed right now. And I said this a couple of weeks ago. I also said it yesterday. Go back to Week 14 in 2019, the zone coverage that Bill Belichick and the Patriots threw at them presented problems. They only scored 23 points. And then what happens again this year? 20 points against the same zone coverage. And what did the Raiders do? They did the same thing. They mixed it. So Patrick Mahomes felt comfortable. Oh, they just went man-to-man, so they're going to go man-to-man again, and it was zone, and he didn't know what to do with the ball. That is their problem, because how this team is set up and how they're built is that this is a team that can go out there and score 40, even 50 points on any given Sunday. That doesn't just put pressure on the opposing offense. It put on the opposing defense. It also puts pressure on the offense. I've been in situations where we're going against the Peyton Manning-led Colts, and we knew that we had to score every single possession. We couldn't kick field goals. We knew we needed 6. And that amount of pressure on myself, Jay Cutler, Eddie Royal, Tony Scheffler, that was a lot. And what we ended up doing was playing bad. That's i.e. the Baltimore Ravens. We know that their defense isn't good. So when you go against a team that can slow you up, and they can also score points with you, then we're seeing a Kansas City Chiefs team struggle, and that is their issue.
Okay. Here, I think the Chiefs are good. Nick, I think the Chiefs are very good. But they're not a combination of the 85 Bears and the Avengers, as you claim that they're going to run undefeated and they're going to have multiple championships, 7 championships in this dynasty in the making. They're a very good team. But in the last few weeks, they haven't executed, and it caught up with them. They needed 2 58-yard field goals to beat the Chargers. Then they beat the JV Patriots after leading by the mighty score of 6-3. And then they finally lost to the Raiders.
Did Cam play?
So they're not executing.
Did Cam play that game?
They have to make. That's what I'm saying. That loss to the JV Patriots.
I know.
They haven't executed.
Just making sure.
Mahomes is running around crazy. And it finally caught up with them. But you don't have to take my word for it. Let's go to the videotape, Jenna.
As far as us offensively, we've kind of done it these last few weeks. Obviously, other than the Ravens game where we didn't execute at a high enough level to go out there and score like we've been known to score. And it caught up with us today. And so we got to go back and really look at ourselves in the mirror, me at quarterback, and really not rely on these crazy plays where I'm scrambling around and throwing these shots, and just execute the offense the way that it's called and the way that we're supposed to be ran. And if we do that, we'll be a hard team to stop.
Not me. No, that's Patrick Mahomes. It's Patrick Mahomes.
That's what I
listen,
just said. I didn't even watch this press conference.
No, listen. If your point is against the Raiders when they scored 32, they left a lot of points on the field, I totally agree. They had a 65-yard touchdown taken away because of a holding call. They had a dropped 3rd and 20 conversion. No, they left it. They holding calls now. Listen. No. I'm just saying. I agree with you. In the game where they scored 32 points, they left a lot of points on the field. And if we are going to pretend the annihilation of the Baltimore Ravens, who have the best point differential in football this year, have beaten everyone they've played by multiple scores, that didn't count, then they're in real trouble. And in fact, if we decide the Patriots win is a loss, now they're in even more trouble. And if 58-yard field goals don't count, then I think they only have one win. It's the Texans win, and Bill O'Brien was coaching that team. So does that even actually count? The more I think about it, hold on, wait, you guys might have convinced me.
After hearing those comments, you guys are in trouble. After hearing those comments, you guys are in trouble.
Okay.
100%. After hearing those comments, here's why. So first of all, I talked to the great Phil Simms about is Patrick Mahomes the greatest quarterback ever? He said, Brandon, usually I would tell you to slow down, but I'm saying you're not far off here. He can go, and this was 4 weeks ago. He can easily go down as the greatest quarterback ever. Why? Because exactly what he just said. He said, we're so used to putting up so many points. I'm so used to running around making these crazy plays. And that's why we're having this discussion about him potentially going down as the greatest quarterback ever in his young career, because we're seeing him do something at a level that's never been done before. Like every time we turn on the tube, we're seeing this guy run around and make crazy throws and crazy passes like it's just him sitting in a pocket. But here's what I saw in the game, and I talked about this yesterday. He looked uncomfortable running around. He looked like he didn't want to get hit. He's tired of making these crazy plays. He just wants to sit back and go through routine operation. You guys are in trouble. Those comments are alarming, Nick.
Oh, yes.
Wow,
that is
okay.
Just real quick. I'm so excited because I was worried for the show, like, what are we going to do with the Chiefs? Because I'm obviously a lifelong Chiefs fan, and everyone on the panel acknowledges they're awesome. But now we've got Brandon's on the record, the Bills are better, and the Chiefs are in trouble. On the record, and now we get to see it play out. So now we get to see. And
First of
Wilds, to
all-
be fair, I did not pick the Chiefs to go undefeated. I said they had a
They're a really good team.
21.7% chance of going undefeated. I gave them, you check the tape. I said 20, now I did
you
say
gave them the
6 or
last
7
game
Super
as the
Bowls,
game they would
and I'll
lose.
stand by that. And I'll stand by, no, I didn't, Jenna. And I'll stand by that. The 6 or 7 Super Bowls, I'll
You said
stand
they
by.
weren't gonna be
And so we'll
playing
just see.
starters.
But it's good. It's good. I'm very excited for it. I'm
All
excited
right.
for it. The Chiefs,
Well, I'm glad you are
underdog
happy.
Chiefs.
We're gonna
Nobody believes in us
Get
Chiefs.
back to our top story this morning. The Saints, without their star wideout, barely beating a 1-win Chargers team last night. We'll break it all down next. First things first.
No, that's a loss. If you barely beat the Chargers, you